All right, so I was on crunch mode and I needed a quick gift for a stranger. I grabbed this piece of wood, this slice of wood from Michael's, and I sanded off a picture of my husband and I that was a DIY gone wrong, and then I painted over it with white Waverly chalk paint to give it a fresh base. Then I went on my Cricut and I made a cute little stencil that says, "Oh, come let us adore him." Next, I took some black apple barrel paint and a gold paint, which I believe was also apple barrel paint, and a makeup sponge, and I sponged paint over the stencil like I'm doing here. One thing I should say is that this was, like I said, a super quick put together gift. So here I'm adding a little bit extra sparkle to the stars with some Martha Stewart glitter paint. And I also get that at Michael's. It's really old though, so I don't know if they have it anymore. But yeah. So I took off the stencil and I am just touching up the bleeds with just some white paint. And that is that. This whole thing, including dry time, took less than an hour. It was super simple to put together. I kind of, when I saw it, I knew what I wanted, and I think it turned out so stinking beautiful. I kind of want to make more and sell them. But yeah, anyway, they're super cute. Anybody can do this. They sell the slices at Walmart, at Michael's for, I think, like $4. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. Next, I have had these 3 house figures for like a year, and I have not been able to figure out what to do with them. I don't want to copy everybody else and do the home sweet home thing, although that is so cute. And I've been drawing a blank. So I finally was like, okay, I'm just going to start painting and we're going to see where this goes. And I had this idea of a nativity scene. So I thought, let's try it. So I'm mixing together a blue, like a midnight blue paint. I will link it down below or write down what color it is exactly because I don't really remember off the top of my head and I don't want to look for the bottle. So yeah, and then I mixed that with some white to get like just a shade that was to my liking, and then I painted the base or the background of each house. Next, I'm taking some minwax stain in the color Early American, like I love to use on everything, and I am just going over this again. I always do this, but I always put the stain after I do the paint, and that is so the wrong way. So I would definitely recommend, if you're going to try something like this, just always do the stain first, because then you get stain on the paint and you have to touch up the paint, and I just custom made this color, so now I'm going to have to go back and try to color match it, and it's just a big old mess. So always stain first. Done. Anyways, it's okay. It turns out super cute in the end, and that's all that matters. Finally, I went on my Cricut and I designed I threw together a little nativity type of scene. Then I'm using some white Waverly chalk paint to fill in the stencil. And I'm using that Martha Stewart glitter gold paint to do the stars, because they're teeny tiny little stars, and I love just that tiny little glimmer that is a star. I will also add that when I was picturing the design in my head, I was picturing the stencil going all the way to the bottom, and then I didn't cut it that way, so there was a little gap, and so I will fill that in later. But I also forgot that with that last one, the camel is a little to the right, so I'm gonna have to fill him in by hand too, but it's okay, it's a learning process. I wanted this middle one to be extra special because it is the baby Jesus, so I filled in the name Jesus in gold and glitter, as well as the stars. I just wanted it to stand out a little more because it's significant, right? So anyway, and also on this middle one, I wanted to also not just add just the manger scene, but I wanted there to be a significant verse that tells the story of the birth of Jesus Christ. So I decided after all of it that I wanted Matthew 1:21. It says, "She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins." And I thought that summed up the story so beautifully, and I wanted that to be on my center. So that is the meaning behind that. I will add that I messed up a little bit because my stencil, I did not put a lot of paint in between, so I had to go in by hand and try to fix some of the pieces. So it looks a little sloppy in the middle, but we're just going to roll with it because actually at the end I thought this was actually a pretty cool piece for just kind of winging it and thinking it through, and it just fell together so beautifully, and I'm super proud. Anyway, so here I'm filling in the camel and the wise man, and it looks a little weird, but to somebody who doesn't know, you won't notice. Then, like I said, there was that gap on the bottom of all three, so I mixed some just plain brown paint with the same blue, like navy blue, so that it would kind of blend in a little more. I wanted it to kind of have, like, I wanted the colors to be coordinating, I guess. So I did that, and I thought that turned out really nice. It gives it like this perfect darker shade of brown that really goes well because it's obviously the same color blue, so it just turned out really good. So I'm just filling in the bottom like it's dirt, and that filled in that gap and fixed that problem. Then after that was complete, I hot glued and used, I ended up going back and putting E6000 because the hot glue didn't keep it together super well. It kind of popped off a little bit later when I was moving it around. So I went back and put E6000 and hot glue to glue it together so it would have a firm grip. And then lastly, I had these little stars from Dollar Tree, and I added that to the top, and it was just the perfect touch. There is the Northern Star. What? Super awesome. And this is how it turned out. Like, how stinking cute. How stinking cute. I waited for like a year to make a nativity scene out of these houses, and I'm so glad that I kept them. Okay, you guys, so I'm super nervous about this, but I am going to give it a go, and I'm going to give away this hanging joy sign I made in my last video. And as much as I'd love to give it away to everyone, I am going to have to make this just US residents only because I might go broke otherwise. To enter, simply hit that subscribe button, and while you're there, you could hit the notification bell too so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I'd also like you to like this video so that YouTube knows that you like my content, and leave a comment below. And I wanted to make this fun, so tell me what your favorite Christmas cookie is. For me, it's a tie between these peppermint crinkle cookies that I make. They are a Panera copycat recipe that are amazing, and traditional haystacks. For my final project, I am just grabbing one of these reef forms. Reef? Reef. Did I say reef? Oh gosh. Okay, yes, I know that wreath sound, it ends with a TH. I know how to spell. Sorry. Anyway, I am taking this wreath form from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to attempt to make a magnolia wreath. And I picked up these stems of magnolia leaves. They were on clearance at the Dollar Tree, so they were like, I don't know, 70% off or something like that. I got them for a couple bucks, honestly. I've had them for a little while, though. I love to check out their clearance flowers because I think it's the smart thing to do because they have really great quality flowers, but I don't like spending the dollars on them, so that's just my tip. Anyway, what I did was actually take them outside and I sprayed the back side of them with gold paint. 1 second. Go.
Hey, we're just doing a great thing cause Mom is doing a craft for her thing. Cause we're doing something and it's good.
Good job. That's my little helper. Anywho, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up. I think you guys all get the gist. It's just leaves, so I'm literally just going around and gluing the leaves and arranging them to my liking. I did have a reference picture, and I will try to find that picture and display it somewhere or link it in the description. I'm not really sure. But I believe that the wreath I was looking at was from Pottery Barn or somewhere like that. It was more of like a high end wreath, and it was, I want to say, like $100, $150. So, anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, remember that I do have that giveaway. If you are interested, just follow the rules and good luck. Also, thank you to all of my new subscribers. I cannot even believe that I have passed 200 or 2,800 followers. I can't even believe I have 200 followers. So, thank you so much. I am super honored and just super humbled by it. I don't feel like I am that good. Anyway, and just a special thank you to Tina Newman and Gwen Nunley. Thank you so much for following me, and you guys are all so awesome. I hope you have a very, very, very great day. Bye.